Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. Upcoming Extreme Rules pay-per-view coming up right around the corner. Still a little bit messed up because of the fact that they switched Extreme Rules and Payback this year. I'm guessing, honestly, that they just looked at the way that the AJ versus Roman Reigns feud was going to be taking over after WrestleMania, and they probably just didn't want to have an Extreme Rules match right out of the gate, and especially because of the fact that, you think that AJ Styles and Roman Reigns coming into this were both being portrayed as baby faces. AJ won a match on Monday Night Raw to become the number one contender, and with him being the number one contender, he had to take on Roman Reigns, and them just going in and beating the bloody pulp out of each other when they're both supposed to be baby faces doesn't make a lot of sense, because of the fact that you put Payback there, then you were able to introduce the club, and then you were sort of put some shades of gray on AJ Styles. We're not really sure, is he a full-blown heel? Is he a baby face? Is the club sort of, influencing him to go in a different direction? Lots of things to really look at. But honestly, I was really predicting it last month. I've been predicting it for a while. I'm sure there's some people out there that are saying, Steve, you've been predicting this for, time after time. I think I predicted it at the Royal Rumble. I didn't think that it was going to happen, but there was people talking about that it was going to happen. There's big talk that he would debut the night after WrestleMania. I thought that he would debut at Payback, and now here we are with the 5th video talking about Extreme Rules. When is Finn Balor going to be coming in? We have the club, which is AJ Styles, Gallows, and Anderson, and they're real tight. They were in the Bullet Club. People would call them the Bullet Club 2.0, I guess you can say, if you're not really familiar with watching New Japan. But you got the t-shirt that you might not know what's going on. But when the Bullet Club actually started, it was Finn Balor and Machine Gun Carl Anderson. Luke Gallows ended up coming in later. I'm not 100% sure if he came in during the Finn Balor reign and he was there when AJ Styles came in. I think that's the way that it happened, but I'll admit it to you. I didn't see any of Finn Balor's run in New Japan. I didn't come into watching until around, I think the first thing I watched was the Wrestle Kingdom. I think that would be Wrestle Kingdom 8, which was AJ Styles leading the Bullet Club, and he had everybody sort of with him at that point. But hey, it is what it is. Everybody starts being a fan at some time. Some people started watching during the glory days of the 80s. Some people started watching, during the weird point of 93 to 94. Some people started watching during the Attitude Era. Some people started watching, during the, what the hell was that name at the time after the Attitude Era? Everybody becomes a different fan at different points, and it doesn't make anybody a bigger fan than anybody else. It just says that, we're all wrestling fans, and we all mix together. Sometimes it seems like we're all competing to see who's the smartest guy in the world, but, small rant in the middle of this. But I am really, really looking forward to Finn Balor doing it, and I think that, honestly, at this point, him coming in and, debuting on the main roster is a really big thing. And some people are saying that it's not going to happen because, this week they put together, William Regal, the commissioner of NXT, said that, Samoa Joe and Finn Balor are going to have one more match for the NXT championship. And some people are saying it's Balor versus, Joe 3. Some people are saying because the other show wasn't on an NXT TakeOver, it was on the house show, that this is 4. It is what it is. Hey, it's going to be a big match. It's going to be in a steel cage. But, Kevin Owens was fighting on the main roster. He lost the NXT championship when he was still on the main roster. He even went back and he had a rematch at the SummerSlam Brooklyn show at the NXT when he was on the main roster, as well as competing at SummerSlam. He did double duty. So I think it's fine, for Finn Balor to debut at Extreme Rules and come in. I think that definitely you can look at things like AJ sort of, he has attacked the Usos, but he hasn't really full-blown attacked Roman Reigns. He's had these moments where he's going to hit him with a chair, and then he has second thoughts. He doesn't want to be that guy. And then out of the middle of nowhere, Roman Reigns is able to hit him with a Superman punch because of the fact that AJ, I guess you could say, flinched and wasn't able to go through with doing it. And maybe this is going to make Gallows and Anderson, second doubt AJ Styles to the point where, they bring in Finn Balor, and instead of being the club, it's going to be the Balor Club. They've been selling this shirt for, I'm not sure when they started selling Balor Club shirts, but I think they've been selling them for well over a year. And, he's got the big, the leather jacket that he wears, and they put the emblem up on the screen when he comes out for matches, and he comes out as the demon for the big one. But honestly, to me, Triple H put up a tweet today. Basically, he took a picture inside of the Performance Center. All the guys are all working out, and basically saying that somebody in this room is going to grab the bull by the horns. One of these guys is going to be the future leader of a WWE. One of these guys is going to be, main eventing a future WrestleMania. When I look at the NXT roster, when I look at the WWE roster, there's lots of guys on there that are really going to be a big part of the future. You got to think of, Roman, Seth, Ambrose. Those are all guys that have basically got to the main roster in the last few years. They're relatively fresh. We haven't seen the best of what they can do. I mean, Rollins had a really good run with the title. Roman has been, trying to get to that point for the last little while. He's got the belt right now. He doesn't really have the fan support behind him, but I think that's going to come. I don't know if turning Roman Reigns heel is going to be the magic thing that does it, but it seems like it's almost like with John Cena, people attack this guy, but they full-blown admit that if this guy was a heel and he was able to do heel characteristic things, they would love the guy. I don't know why they won't, but they did the same thing with John Cena forever. People have been wanting a Cena heel turn at least since 2009, definitely 2010, with John Cena in the Nexus, and it's always going to be there. People are never going to be giving up on a Cena heel turn. I don't know if it's going to be a resurgence to wrestling if he ever does it. That it is what it is. But Balor is a guy that honestly can go babyface. He can be a really good babyface. He can smile. He can kiss babies. He can hug fat chicks. But from what I've seen from watching his old matches, when this guy is a heel, he is 10 times better than he is now. It sort of makes him a better wrestler because he's able to use this bag of tricks that he has. He can still go out and make appearances. He can still go out and do radio and television interviews and be a nice guy. But when he comes out there and the music plays, he can be the biggest asshole in the world. And it can work out to your benefit later of turning him babyface down the road and people wanting to support him more because of how great he was as a heel. It's not like when Seth Rollins comes back from his injury. It's not like people are going to hate him because of the fact that he was with the Authority for so long. Because of the fact that he's going to come back and probably stand up to the Authority and want to win the championship on his own to show that he can be champion and he doesn't need Triple H, he doesn't need Stephanie, he doesn't need J&J Security, he doesn't need Corporate Kane. I think that's going to make people respect him even more. So Finn Balor coming in, interrupting this match, leaving them at the point where they don't have a finish, and just fucking everybody up. I think it's going to be awesome. It's my prediction of what's going to be going down in Extreme Rules. I think that's why it's going to be an Extreme Rules match. The hole in my plan of the fact that basically it's an Extreme Rules match and Finn Balor, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson are going to come and fuck everybody up and then leave everybody laying and the pay-per-views get in when it's a no DQ match. I don't know how that works out, but maybe they just put one guy on top of the other guy, seeing how I think that it's going to be Finn Balor versus AJ Styles. I think they're going to do that. I think that you have Roman pin AJ, and then Roman keeps the championship. Not that, Finn Balor and the Balor Club is going to like Roman. They just hate AJ more.